We all have dreams, we all have aspirations, we all have desires to grow, to be better, to be more successful. We have dreams that we want to see come to life. Are we willing to put in the work, though? That's one question. The other question is, do you understand the dynamics, the powers behind our success, what we get in life? And if you actually found out how you could be successful, that magic wand that you've been looking for, would you actually use it? Join us this week on The Well of Inspiration. Hi, and welcome to The Well of Inspiration. This is a Cradle of Life production with Wellington and myself, Dawn. It's great to have you. If it's your first time here, please don't forget to share, like, and watch some more videos that we have actually on the platform. There's quite a number of them. There's quite a number of subjects that we've covered right here on The Well of Inspiration to inspire you, to motivate you, and help you take your life and your business to the next level of success. As always, he's with me, Wellington. Hi.
Hey, Dawn. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself over in the Seychelles? How are things?
Everything is good. Everything is all right. You know, it's always summer in Seychelles, so everything is nice and warm over here.
Fantastic stuff. Yeah, that's great stuff. How is the family?
Yeah. Family's good. Family's pretty good.
Fantastic. Wellington, I'm sure our audience is itching to know what you have in store for us this week.
You know what? For this week, I want us to dive into a rather interesting subject. It has been spoken about for many years by so many people. But I want to just imagine that if you had a magic wand or a certain power that allowed you to have these magical powers that can allow you to point that magic wand in one direction or another and get whatever it is that you want. First of all, would you want to have that power? And secondly, wouldn't you want to learn to use that power?
Absolutely.
You'd want to know, right? I mean, asking that question is pretty silly, actually, because everybody would want to really learn this power, understand this power, and get to use it. You know what, my friends? When you've got a power like that, here's what happens. You point it in the right direction, all the wonderful things come your way. Blessings come your way. Prosperity, abundance, everything you want, everything you desire comes your way. But if you point it in the wrong direction, be careful, my friend. You've got monsters coming your way. Because that magical power is now gone in the wrong direction, revealed a dark side that will actually work against you. Monsters will come running at you and you realize you are now in danger. But the power was yours. You just used it the wrong way. You know what? If you've been watching this show long enough, you probably know where I'm going with this. Because whenever I speak, the responsibility for using whatever power, whatever tools, whatever opportunities you have, always rests with you. You, my friend, have the power. You've got the magic wand in your hands, and it is up to you to unleash that particular magic.
Wellington, I agree with you on this one, and I love it.
You know what? Now, when I talk about this, many people wonder what exactly I'm getting at. I'm talking about the power of your mind. Each one of us is gifted with this amazing power of the mind, a mind that is dynamic, that is creative, that can bring about goodness in your life. But if you treat it the wrong way, it can bring about bad situations in your life. This all comes about as a result of where it is you focus your attention. You know what, my friends? We may not have any control over what comes into our minds because we are interacting with information every day. We're interacting with the environment, with people, with circumstances. But we have a responsibility to choose where we focus our attention at. And wherever you focus your attention at, you are focusing your magic wand in that direction. And whatever it is you focus on, only that will expand. Think about it. If you spend your day thinking happy thoughts, you are more likely to encounter happy circumstances than someone who spends the whole day focusing on the negative. And in every situation, you've got the choice. You've got the negative, you've got the positive, but what is it that you as a person, where you choose your mind to turn their focus and actually spend time there and allow your mind to reveal the goodness in any particular situation? When you do that, my friends, that's when I say you have unleashed the magic.
Indeed, Wellington, I agree with you on this. I agree with, your thoughts. The mind is so powerful. It brings to life, it breathes life into the different things you're thinking. So if you're thinking on the negative spectrum, you're obviously attracting all the negative that comes with it. If you decide to think on the positive and go for what you want and be positive about it, you breathe that into life. It's all happening in your mind. It's all about that magic wand that you are actually using, like you say, whether it's in a negative way or if it's in a positive way.
It is absolutely true. Especially when you focus your mind intently on something, it generates within you some feelings. You feel a certain kind of way because of where your attention is focused. And when you feel a certain kind of way, you are bound to take actions that are driven by the way you are feeling at that particular moment. Meaning to say, your feelings influence your decision making, and your decision making influences your actions in the direction that your mind is focused on. You know what, my friends? It is not actually the words you hear that matter. It is how you feel about the words you hear that really matters. It is not the words you say that matter. It is the way you feel when you say those words that really matters. If you were to say to somebody, I love you, and you don't really mean it, in my experience, the person tends to figure it out. It is shallow and they can feel it. But when you say a word with your heart in it, feeling passionately about it, that word carries so much weight that the person who's hearing the word actually feels the word and understands you at a very deep level. What's happening there is that the intensity of your focus, the intensity of your mind's focus on a particular element actually influences the environment and the outcome that you get to experience as an individual. And in return, it actually influences the way you build relationships with other people. It's all about the intensity of your focus and what it is you are focusing on in that particular moment.
Wellington, I agree with you on this. That intensity of what you're focusing on. Is it something positive? Is it something negative? Regardless of whether it's positive or negative, it's what is going to come to be because you are focusing on it with a lot of intensity, with a lot of intent to bring it to life, even though you might not think that you're bringing it into life.
That is so true. And this actually works true not only in the human-to-human relationships, but it also works in the areas of business. If you focus your mind on bringing value to the people you are dealing with, in bringing value to the customers that give you business, if your focus is intently on making sure that you solve their problems, give them solutions, support them, and bring value to the table, when you do that, they feel it, they recognize it, and you build that loyalty to your brand as a person, as a business, as a corporation. And that loyalty to the brand in turn brings about profits to your business and abundance flows through your space, all because your mind is focused in the right place and it leads you to actually doing the right things. On the flip side, if you spend your day thinking negative thoughts towards something or someone, guess what? You will begin to bring towards you those things that you feel negatively towards. If you don't like someone, and when you see them walking down the street and you look at them and you intently feel that rage, that hatred towards that person, it doesn't do well for you, because then you begin to feel a certain kind of way about it. You tend to make decisions in a certain kind of way towards that person or that situation, and you tend to then behave in a particular way towards that person or that situation, and that then brings about friction in your life, which tends to bring about all the negativity that you don't want. That's why I think that where we spend our mind focusing on is the absolute holy grail of the magic that can happen in our life. Abundance comes to you if you spend your time recognizing, feeling, and embracing abundance. Lack comes to you if you feel that you lack, if you don't believe in abundance, and you spend your time focused intently on that element of lack, the power of your mind will unleash the magic in your life depending on where you are focusing your life. And remember, my friends, the magic wand is in your hand. You choose where you point it towards. Either you point in one direction towards the goodness of life, or in another direction towards the bad things that can come out of your life.
Wow, Wellington, so interesting and so motivational. I agree with you on this one. And Wellington's going to be back with more on this topic right here on the Well of Inspiration. For now, we're taking a quick break. Welcome back to the Well of Inspiration. Today on the show, we're talking about the misunderstood powers that determines what you get in life. What you focus on is actually what you create, what you breathe into life. If you're going to focus on the negative, guess what? All you're going to get is negative. If you're going to focus on the positive, you're going to get positive. So it's that power of the mind and what you're actually focusing on. So if you're focusing as well on your feelings, listen to what your feelings are telling you. Focus on them and get them to a positive side, and you're actually going to get into a better space. If you're thinking negative, you're just going to breed the negative. Now, Wellington has gone down to talk to us about a magic wand and what we pay attention to and how we can use this to actually take us to the next level, to make us grow, to think positive and grow positively. He's given us insight into this subject, and he's going to continue to do so right now. Wellington, I'm handing it back to you.
Thank you very much, Dawn. So I think what we're realizing here is that the battle is actually within. The magic wand is inside of you, and it is you through your thought process, through how you process your thoughts and your feelings, that you point the magic wand in the direction you want, because of the attention and the intensity of where your mind actually focuses. Now, here's the thing. If you want to bring abundance into your life, you can literally transform yourself from wherever you are to what you really want to become by harnessing the power of your mind. But as we always say, on the Well of Inspiration, what we want here is to give you information that is practical. It might sound so well and good to say, oh no, the power of the mind, focus on this, focus on that. But how really can we work on our minds to transition from where we are to people who understand where to point this magic wand? In other words, I'm saying, how can we learn to use this magic wand to our advantage? And I'm going to give you a couple of ideas, things that I believe if you try in your life, they will help you to learn to push your mind towards the things that matter for you and the things that bring about a positive difference in your life as you work through this journey of life. And one of those things that I would like to suggest for you is, my friend, be careful what thoughts you accept in your mind. Thoughts will come. The mind wanders. When you're feeling a certain way, you think a certain way, and these thoughts come from all over the place and they come into your mind. But you have the responsibility and you have the ability and the power to choose which thoughts to accept into your mind, which thoughts to allow to stay in your mind. You sieve it according to what you feel, what you know is good for you, and keep only that which is good for you. You know what, my friend? I remember when we were growing up that our parents used to work when they were making flour the traditional way. They had this thing that they called the sieve. I don't know if you guys had the same in Kenya. I believe you guys had.
Yes, we do.
And they would take the flour and put the flour on the sieve and then work through it.
Yes.
The good flour, the nice powder, will fall through the sieve. And then what will remain on the top is the chaff.
Yes.
And what do they do with the chaff? They get rid of it.
Absolutely.
You know what, my friends? The same goes with our minds. We've got the power to choose what stays in our minds. We've got the power to choose what we do with the thoughts that come into our mind, to keep them or to let them go, to hold on to them or to allow them to just pass, to use them to our advantage or to recognize that they won't help us and therefore letting them pass.
Wellington, I like the way you talk about this, because you go on to say, you know, what we accept. We all have thoughts that come into our mind. There's so many things that run through your mind all day. You could be in a good mood or a bad mood, but it's how you allow something to come through, or you say, you know, I'm not letting you come through. You're going to go on the side there and stay out there. You know, you're giving that power from the beginning of it, from the beginning where it's the conception, meaning your thoughts.
Absolutely, because you've got the power to influence what happens to these thoughts. And you've got the power to choose what these thoughts do to you, do for you, and do with you. If you let them to influence your feelings and your decision making and the actions you take in the process in the wrong way, my friend, you will have bad outcomes, and those bad outcomes are never good for you. So this is something practical that I believe you can try and do for yourself. Just choose. Pay attention to your thoughts, see what's good, see what's bad, and get into this habit of choosing what to allow to stay in your mind. The next thing that I would like you to consider is to consider changing your beliefs. In other words, choosing what beliefs to hold on to and choosing what beliefs don't serve you anymore. It is our belief systems that influence how we think. Think about it. There are people who've been recognized around the world for a certain way they think and act towards women. Women empowerment, recognizing the importance of women in the environment, in the workplace, in the community. Do you know what drives that? It is their beliefs. If you act in a certain way, it is driven by the belief system that you have within you. But here's the thing, my friends. If you've got beliefs and your beliefs are no longer serving you positively, why hold on to them? You've got the power to decide what to do with what you believe, whether to hold on to it or to let it go, or to replace it with something more positive, something that works to your benefit and to the benefit of the community around us. Because remember, as mankind, our duty is to other mankind, to add value, to contribute, and to make a difference. If we're not doing that for each other, with each other, we are missing out on a great opportunity.
And I think it's fair to say, Wellington, you know, our belief systems are engraved into us from a young age. And I think that's why a lot of people find it very difficult to let go of a certain belief system that they might have. But like you're saying, you know, if it doesn't serve you, if you know it's not going to help you in any way, it may have come from when you were a child. You know, we're told so many things by our parents, by those around us, and it becomes something that is instilled within us. But if you can sit and be honest with yourself, look at yourself in the mirror and say, this doesn't really serve me, I'm going to let it go because I know it's not serving me the way it's supposed to, and move on to something else. This will help you change things for the better for yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm sure you've heard these beliefs. People think they're not good enough. They say, oh, I'm not good enough. Or I just can't get anything right. I keep trying, but I'm not getting it right. Or maybe I'm too old. I can't do this. I'm too old. Or maybe I just can't trust anyone. I'd rather do this myself. I cannot trust anyone. You find that those beliefs influence how you think. And how you think influences where you pay attention to. And where you pay attention to influences how you feel. How you feel influences your decision-making, and your decision-making influences your actions. This is the way the whole equation works. Another thing that I suggest you want to think about is to influence your mindset in the direction you want it to go. Get some knowledge. Get knowledge that is positive for you, that is helpful for you, knowledge that is useful for the journey of life that you are on. Read books. Listen to this show. We do this for you, and you can just listen in for free. If you can't listen to us, listen to other people. There's so much information out there that you as a person can dive into. If you are looking to change the way you think, you can even consider reskilling, learning a new skill, learning a new language, learning a new way of doing things. When you do this, it has an impact on how you feel, how you think, how you act, how you decide to do things. And as you go along the journey, you realize that the knowledge that you carry is actually helping you as you make decisions. And as you make decisions, you are influencing the outcomes in your life. And the outcomes in your life create whatever abundance that you choose to have as an individual. So choose knowledge, my friend. Look around, get information, absorb it all, learn, grow. And don't just listen to information, listen to it and go try it out in your life. Like these 3 ideas I'm giving you today, go try them out. Watch your thoughts. See what thoughts are coming into your mind. Consider your beliefs and ask yourself, when was the last time you made a purposeful decision to get more information on a particular subject, to learn something new, to discover a new paradigm, a new environment you never knew about? When did you last do that? When you discover that, you will begin to see how that actually affects your mind, affects your thought process, and affects where you pay your attention to, and therefore how your life turns out.
Wellington, this is some really great information, and I'm so happy that you covered this subject because it's something that we all have to battle and go through as individuals, focusing on that positive and trying to get rid of the negative in our lives. And I remember when we first moved back to Kenya, my sister-in-law, her name is Stella, she was like, oh, you guys have to listen to affirmations, daily affirmations, give yourselves the boost that you need. And I have to say it's played a big role in how positive we've become along the year, Sham and myself. So those affirmations, when you listen to them, if you're wondering where you can also just begin by, okay, how do I just listen to something positive? You have the internet available to you. YouTube is your friend. Those daily affirmations confirming that, I am good, I am powerful, I am capable, I am resilient. Those simple things that you can keep saying it to yourself, over and over. Those have power in breeding that positivity.
That is so true. We've heard it before. They say thoughts are things. Okay? They become things because they influence our minds and what we do as individuals. And whatever we do brings about the things we get to achieve or that we fail to achieve. It all comes from the way we think about stuff.
Yeah, that's very true. Very, very true. Wellington, I think this is going to touch people on so many levels, and I'm so happy that you've covered this subject because I think it gives people a way to look and say, okay, maybe I've been focusing too much on something negative that's been going wrong, and my energy is there, so maybe that's why the situation is not changing. Maybe if I focus on how I want it to change, then things will actually change. So I'm so happy you've touched on this subject. And before we wrap up on today's subject, what do you have to say to the audience that are watching today?
I just want to remind you guys that just remember the time when you felt really angry about something. See how intense that feeling was. Then think again about a time that you really felt happy and consider how intense that feeling was. If you realize that when you were angry, the intensity of the feeling was much higher than the intensity you felt when you were happy, consider exchanging the two. The next time you've got a reason to be happy, be as happy as you were angry the other day. And the next time that you have an opportunity to be angry, don't be too serious about it. Just take it easy, the way that you were taking it easy when you were feeling happy the other day. You will realize that the intensity of your focus will begin to have a positive influence on your life, because now you're focusing on the things that are helping you instead of pulling you down.
Fantastic. Fantastic, Wellington. Thank you so much. I think also, just quickly before we go, I think pulling on people's energy as well. You know, sometimes you can be in a great mood and somebody around you is in a really rough mood. I think you should just let them be in their rough mood, maybe try and change it for them, but don't take in that energy, because it can really change your day, your mood, and your situation.
Absolutely. You are in control of only yourself. You can control another person or the way another person is feeling. Your responsibility is to you, and you can serve mankind at the level you find them. If it's so negative that you can't actually do anything about it, maybe let them go through their journey until they come out of it, and then you can maybe help them.
Absolutely. Don't forget, Wellington is on Facebook with The Well of Inspiration. He is on Instagram with The Well of Inspiration. He has a website, www.thewelofinspiration.com. Reach out. If you're somebody who needs help in any situation that you might feel that Wellington is the right person for you, please do reach out to him. If you do have a comment on this subject, if you want to know more, comment below in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, share. I know that different people are going through different situations in their lives, and if you have someone going through something difficult, please share this with them. You never know how it might change their life. Wellington, thank you. As always.
Thank you, Don. Thank you very much. It's been my pleasure indeed.
It's been my pleasure to have you, and it's been my pleasure to just sit here and have a conversation with you and learn more about how our mind plays such a big role in the outcome. That magic wand is all beginning with the mind.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.